Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to Ladder Anxiety. We're back to Pokémon Showdown today. We're going to be playing some Battle Factory, and if I don't make a full episode out of this, it is because my throat's killing me, and I just want to record some content for you guys to have while I recover. So I want to play Battle Factory because it's a good way to relax. It's all random, so there's no stress, and that's what we're here for a nice calm environment. But as you can see, we get dealt random teams from a similar tier. So it's nice and even, it's pretty competitive, but at the same time, there's no real tension. We can just have a good time. So I've got a spinner, I've got Mega Mawile. I've got a lot I can do here, but I don't really know what lead I want to go for. I think I'll go for lead Deoxys, and maybe try to get up some spikes. He does have 2 flying Pokemon, and then whatever type that Arceus is. I can't really tell by the green, I guess it's grass. So it's a Deoxys off here. I kind of want to go for the knockoff with that in mind. I think I will do just that. I should be stronger and faster than his Deoxys. He's going to go for the Stealth Rocks. And he's going to hang on with his Focus Sash. So that should let me pick up the KO with my Extreme Speed. Or is that too obvious? I'm going to go for the Extreme Speed. Gonna knock out his Deoxys. Now, I've got a Rapid Spinner on my team, so these rocks can be flung away and they will never come back. So I might do that just to keep my Deoxys around in the game. Because, alright, so this is Arceus Bug, rather. I could switch into Excadrill, because it could definitely take a bug type move. But that thing definitely outspeeds. I could also go into Lugia, maybe into Mawile or Blaziken. I've got a lot of options against this. My Arceus is holding a Life Orb, so it's just the normal type. I think I'm gonna go for the knockoff. I'm gonna make a last stand with my Deoxys here, as I'm gonna hang on with my Sash, and then I should be able to get off a Psycho Boost. So I'll forego the spikes. I guess they aren't really necessary. We'll do as much damage as we can to the Arceus Bug. Maybe he'll switch into Deoxys and give me, not into Deoxys, into Darkrai, and give me a chance to go for my knockoff. The Psycho Boost is going to come out. It's going to be knocked extremely low, so that should give me an opportunity to bring in a Pokemon that can deal with it. I'm going to go into my Excadrill, actually, and let's see if we can't get that Rapid Spin going. I wonder if he'll stay in. He's not going to stay in. He's going to go into Lugia, not his Giratina, so I am going to get the Rapid Spin going. That is going to get rid of my rocks, so my other Pokemon are completely safe now. And now I could go into my own Lugia, or I could try and go for the Rock Slide to flinch? It might outspeed, but let's take a look-see here. The Rock Slide gonna end up missing, which is unfortunate. Gonna take the Ice Beam, but we're gonna take it pretty well. Being neutral, that's not coming from Lugia's stab. Lugia is not the most, hardest hitting Pokemon out there. But as you can see, it is one of the bulkiest. We do get the flinch though, but it's got those leftovers, so that's annoying. Maybe going into Mawile could help. Or even maybe Blaziken would be better. Let's go into my own Lugia and go for the Toxic. As he reads me and does the exact same thing, which is actually a really good read on his part. I could have stayed in with the Excadrill, but I guess he knew, in the end, that I didn't want to stay in with that Pokemon. So I'm going to get my Toxic going. He's going to go for the Ice Beam, which is going to hurt my Lugia. And I think I need to switch here. So his Lugia, going to start taking that Toxic damage. No idea if it's going to stay in or not. So one thing I might do is go back into Excadrill, just because in this matchup I don't really see myself needing it. I'm going to get Whirlwinded out to my Blaziken, actually. Now that's non-optimal, because this thing probably has Aeroblast. But reading that, I could probably go into Mawile to take the attack, and I think I'm going to do just that. I don't really think the Lugia has anything that could threaten my Mawile. So I can get my Mega Evolution going and start hitting hard against, I think, his whole team, actually. I do well against the Darkrai, I do well against the Yveltal, and I do well against the Giratina. And then the Arceus Bug is on such low HP that a Sucker Punch would definitely kill it. I don't know if it's got any setup moves, but we shall see. So Leo Bastion is being ticked down by his own timer. But this is giving me some time to think, so that's not the worst. Alright, so I'm going to get my switch into Mawile. Lugia is going to come out. It's going to go for the Toxic, and Mawile doesn't really give too many cares about that. So I don't have a setup move, but I can just go for the Iron Head, and I think I can spam it with a fair amount of impunity. So I am going to do just that. The Iron Head's going to do a nice chunk to the Lugia, and it's going to Whirlwind me out, which is perfectly okay. Because I can go back into Mawile at any time and threaten the rest of his team. And that makes me a happy bunny. And I'm going to do just that. All the while, Lugia is going to be taking the toxic damage. Look at how much it took that time. Between this turn of Iron Head and the next turn of Toxic, I might be... Ooh, critical hit. Can it hang on? It is in fact going to hang in there. Doing everything it can to not be knocked out. I'm going to keep going for the Iron Head because it's got more PP. There's no real need to waste my waste my play roughs at this point. Lugia going to be knocked down solo. I could honestly be going for a setup move on one of my other Pokemon, but Mawile is just such a safe Pokemon to have out here. I like to joke that Mawile isn't very good, but Mawile is pretty gosh darn great. If you watch back one of my earlier videos, you'll see that I don't really have the best experience with it in the VGCs. And that's kind of where the joke came from, because the Mawile ended up being dead weight on the team for a lot of the matchups. But in singles, Mawile is really gosh darn amazing. So I'm wondering what the Yveltal's going to want to do to Mawile. It doesn't really... Dark, and it's going for the foul play. Oof. Ooh, I felt that. I felt that right in my bones. Alright, now Giratina's coming out. So I could go for the Sucker Punch, and that'll do a lot of damage. I might use that to pick up the KO if I can't get it with the Play Rough, though. So Mawile definitely going to end up taking a hit because of Giratina. But what can Giratina really do to a Steel and Fairy type? And that's not me being like, ooh, what can you do? That's a legitimate question, because I'm not entirely certain. What can Giratina do to me? And I'm actually... Normally I would cut this part, but I do want to think it through, because I want you guys to be able to hear my thought process, and then if I'm wrong, you guys will know why I'm doing what I'm doing. So Giratina has Phantom Force, which I know for a fact and for true most of these Giratinas have. I can't remember if it gets a Dragon Pulse. I'm sure it does. I know they run Dragon Tail sometimes, though. I know they tend to run Toxic. I don't really know what Giratina uses. Like, what does Giratina use, guys? Please let me know in the comments down below. I'm pretty blissfully ignorant as to what this Pokemon's capable of. Oh, so Giratina gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp. That's incredibly smart, and my Play Rough is gonna end up missing. So that's extra super duper not good for me. But maybe I can still deal... a little bit of damage. So he's gonna Roar me and gonna end up bringing in my Lugia. Now, he shouldn't have a Pokemon to absorb this next Toxic, so I'm going to take full advantage of that. Gonna Toxic the Giratina. He's going to go for the Roar again, which actually confuses me a little bit. Why wouldn't you want Lugia to stay in and be going for... taking the Toxic damage, rather. So I'm anticipating the Willow again. I'm going to switch into my Blaziken. And that ends up paying off for me. So, let's see, what can I do? I can go for the Protect to Toxic Stall a little bit, and I think I'm going to do just that. So he's going to go for the Roar, which I should have anticipated, but he's taking so much Toxic damage right now. Like, golly, do I even bother setting up? I'm not. I'm just going to go into Blaziken. I'm anticipating the Will-O-Wisp again. My opponent's playing pretty predictably. And I could honestly just go for a Stone Edge just to deal some damage. Some damage, emphasis. Gonna go for the Rest now, so that was my opponent's play all along. But I'm gonna get my Speed Boost. I don't really have anything to hit the Giratina with. Let's see how much a Flare Blitz is gonna do. Not a whole lot, that was a crit. If that had been a normal hit, I might have stayed in. But that's just not worth it. Arceus though, Arceus should be able to take this much better. So I'm gonna go for the Swords Dance. Now, what ability do you have? You have Pressure, and it gets the Sleep Talk Will-O-Wisp! That's not even fair! I'm gonna go for the Earthquake. Oh my god, I might lose to the Giratina. He's gonna Roar again. Gonna bring my Mawile back out. This is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna go for the Play Rough again just to deal some damage. I need to be able to deal with this Giratina. Otherwise, this is a done and dead match. So the super effective does about 30. He's gonna go for the Roar again. That's gonna bring in my Excadrill. What can Excadrill do? I'm gonna go for the Iron Head. Gonna do actually a pretty good chunk. He's gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp though, and that's going to hurt Excadrill. And now, I will bet you anything he's gonna go for the rest again. Oh, I got the flinch! Maybe, just maybe. Come on, flinch again, flinch again, flinch again. This is so irritating. Alright, so I don't really have anything that can touch the Giratina. I've got the Whirlwind though, that could be pretty helpful. Let's go for the Ice Beam and see how much that does. Ugh, not a lot. Not a lot in the slightest bit. So he's gonna Roar me again, gonna bring Mawile back out. If I had Swords Dance, this wouldn't be a problem. Let's go for as many Play Roughs as we possibly can. Or he can just go for the Roar, that's fine. That's an okay thing that can happen. I'm just gonna go for the Earthquake to deal what little bit I can. I need Knockoff. So he's gonna use Roar again, and Blaziken's gonna be brought out. I kinda just want to go for the Flare Blitz. I'm gonna do it. There's literally nothing else I can do to the Giratina, but try and whittle it down, and then maybe try and pick up the KO on its rest turns. So, gonna go for the Roar again. This is not irritating at all. Come on, Giratina. Play fair. So, gonna do a little more damage with my... This is starting to get irritating, you know? And the funny thing is, I could go for the Whirlwind, see? But then, it's still there. I haven't dealt with the problem. Like, I need to be able to deal with this Giratina in the here and the now. So I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam. It's gonna hurt it. It's gonna use Roar. And Mawile's gonna come back out. So now, I'm gonna go for the Play Rough. And it's probably gonna go for the Roar again, if not the rest. There's the Roar. Now, at least Lugia can deal with Giratina in some form. So, Ice Beam, come on. This is the most irritating nonsense I have ever seen. Honestly, I'm gonna go for the Whirlwind. Just to burn your sleep turns. Oh my god! This is irritating. This is beyond annoying. You know what? You know what? I'm going to make an executive ladder anxiety decision. Ladder anxiety is about having fun and relieving stress, and this is not doing either. My opponent is playing very passively, doing everything that he or she can to make sure they win at any cost, even at the expense of my fun. So, I'm going to take the initiative here, and I'm going to show you all an example. If someone is treating you like this, just forfeit and walk away. It's not that important. I am not about to waste my time or yours on an opponent that is not out to have fun, but is rather out to win by any means necessary. That's not fair to you, and that's not fair to me. So, I'm sorry, this episode is a loss, and it is not a particularly exciting one, but I hope I have maybe given you the strength and motivation to walk away from opponents like that, because they make the game quite rather tedious, and it doesn't have to be tedious. It's a fun game, but there are people who do not think so. So, if you guys have enjoyed this weird episode of Ladder Anxiety, and if I made you feel better at all, and if I've given you some initiative in what to do in those situations, then please let me know in the comments down below and give me a like. And I'll see you guys next time when we return to Ladder Anxiety and whatever game we're playing then. Until then, be sure to take care and have a good one. Until next time, bye-bye!